All right. Well, I'm back after taking a few days off. Um, so, and for those who watch my videos, thank you. I mean, like there's like one or two of you, but I appreciate it. Today I'd like to talk about the way the media just goes out of their way to, I guess, take things out of content or just frame them so to make everything that the president says and just anybody who um, doesn't fall in line with their propaganda. Um, Now, I don't remember at what point, and it probably started when 24-hour news came on because they had to keep ratings and they had to keep a reason to have 24-hour news on, keep people engaged. And so I don't know at what point during that honesty or actually journalism was sacrificed just to get clicks and baits and, just to get yourself a leg up um, in your field. Last, well, like what I noticed is that integrity, there's no such thing anymore in the media. It's just gone, you know. It's all opinion and it's ideology of what this person's views on what they're reporting is. And it's not honest because you can't be honest if you inject your views into the story or the piece that you are bringing forward. And I think that's a natural thing. It's a natural thing to, but it's not. It's not just a natural. It's almost they go out of their way to frame something so that um, it's almost sensationalized or almost like I need to get a point across here. And even though the story that I'm seeing is not the way that is being told, because since I'm the narrator of the story, I'm going to tell it the way I feel it should be told. And it's just revisionist history. You know, the other day I picked up a history book written in, it was revised in 2008 or something like that. It was written in the early 90s, late 90s. And the history was told in a way to make us look like, um, like we're bad people. And like just America in general, government, I don't know. But I think it just points to Americans in general that our culture is it's not a good culture, and well, the way we see the world is not fair to the rest of the world. Um, anyway, I put it down, and I decided that I will ever read a book that's supposed to be based on historical data, or if it's written by somebody who has an agenda or does just puts a lot of their opinion or emotion into the writing of the story to frame history as to how they see it. Just like the Bible, it's open to interpretation, and that's how some of these history books are written after I want to say after 1986. Um, I was a history major, so like I kind of see a decline in facts and more in opinion, and that's just like the press now. It's a decline in newsworthy stuff, and it's more in sensationalism, and it's more in propaganda, and more in look at me and click on me. I'm going to say something outrageous. The disrespect and just like the whole integrity of the industry is so bad that when I watch them interact with, it doesn't even only have to be. President Trump. It has to do with anybody, a victim, um, someone who is just has a different point of view from them. They try to make this person, they frame their questions to make this person say something so they could get a gotcha answer out of them, and it's just it's it's not honest. It's not honest, and so the media is not honest. And if you believe them, because you get your news from watching TV or reading it on blogs, or you might get the newspaper still delivered at home, the Times and LA Times, the Washington Post, any of those, then of course you're gonna when you it's gonna play on your emotion. It's how they how they do it. Um, they tested it on people. They they did a survey and they did a test and they took 100 people and they gave them stories and they fed them stories for weeks at a time. And it's almost like those movies you see where they use images to kind of like mind change your mind. Um, like if they're programming something, they've programmed you through their subliminal messaging and also through their propaganda to believe that they're honest journalists, and they're not. And you know, it's it's almost to a point where it's almost like I'm watching it and I'm thinking, man, like I can't believe how disrespectful or how empowered these journalists feel to just say whatever they want and make it a reality when it just seems like a scripted, something scripted out of Hollywood or something that's just not real. And it, it you know, I just stopped watching, and it's kind of discouraging because, if you don't have a source, of information, you can't trust it, then what do you trust? You could only trust what your own eyes see and what your own ears hear. But nowadays, that's almost nothing. I mean, you pick up your phone and I can, I can show you 1,000 fake stories. I mean, it's. I would say you have to read 1,000 fake stories to get one half of the truth, and that's crazy. We live in times that we're all walking around with opinions inside of us and not facts. And the ones that do have facts, where you don't know if it was because they were programmed or it's because they joined their own ideology in it, their own feelings or their own emotion. And it's just like anything, it's open to interpretation of the person that's telling you or how you understand it. Um, so I don't know where that leaves us, but honestly, I don't look at it as a left or right or center thing. I don't look at it as a religious thing. I don't look at it as being an American or being an illegal or being a migrant. I don't look at it as being a straight man or a gay man or a trans man or any of that. I don't look at it that way. I just look at it as the simple fact that from starting from, I don't know when, at one point, maybe after 9/11, we're never told the truth. We're only told what we want to hear or what we like to hear. And everything is just playing to that base. So if you like CNN, you're going to watch CNN and you're going to listen to them, and it's going to sound like they're telling you exactly what you want to hear, and it's all facts to you. And if you like Fox, then you like Fox, and you're going to listen to only Fox. But I think somewhere down to those two, and Fox is no different than CNN, and neither is MSNBC. None of the news cycles. Like I'm saying, if that's how you base your relationships or how you go about your regular world, then you're living in a false idea of how the world should be, and the things that you're hearing are not actual. Um, and just sad to say it because, I mean, it's just if you don't do the research yourself and you take it for first-hand information and then you regurgitate it or you say it again to somebody and they saw it and then they just make it, they'll take everything that they heard and of course omit the stuff they don't want to hear, and then some point it becomes facts and then it's written down in history, and then it's revisionized history. We don't actually have two sides of the story. We only get what this group of people say, and you know, that's where we're at, and it's a sad thing. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll try to post some more videos soon.